his grandmother's menorah sat on the mantel like a weapon, which was and wasn't what it was. Ornate, with filigreed branches of inlaid silver, it had been less gift than confrontation, a reminder to her daughter and son-in-law of their roots. The December after he turned 4, his father brought home for the first time neither dreidel nor gelt, but a pine bush no more than 3 feet vertical, the family's first Christmas tree. To decorate, his parents bought ornaments and tinsel from the Lamstons on Columbus Avenue. The next year, his grandmother dropped the menorah like a bomb. They were living then in an Upper West Side walk-through, 2 bedrooms, living room, eat-in kitchen, and a foyer large enough to count as a room of its own. This was where the tree was set, clamped into a bowl of water, towel around the base. 6 weeks earlier, in November, there had been the blackout. He remembered that too, the disruption and the thrill, the grown-up world, its noise and mayhem, falling dark and silent. Everything shutting down. His parents did their best to make it an adventure. The sensation was of a project they had improvised. They raised a pup tent in the living room and made cocoa on the gas stove. All the while he could see the trouble in his mother's eyes. Even then, he understood the unreliability of her psyche, that she might at any moment turn on, or worse, from him. His father at least was consistent, although that was not to say engaged. Now, nearly 6 decades later, his mother no longer remained among the living. His father was 90 if he was a day. He'd arranged a menorah in the living room above the faux fireplace not long after his mother's death. This was when he moved back. Moved back, he laughed. Don't get me started. The anger could take on a life of its own. 62 and living in his father's house like some fucking travesty. The one who never got away. It was a narrative he never wanted to be a part of, but that was all in vain. In the aftermath of his mother's evaporation, it had become apparent the money was gone. The final asset was the apartment, not on the Upper West Side, that had been a rental, but a small co-op in Murray Hill, for which his parents had scraped together a down payment during the fiscal crisis of the 1970s. The irony was not lost on him. When else had they ever been in the right place at the right time? Now it was what kept the household afloat, or would have been if the property hadn't been so leveraged. One day soon, perhaps tomorrow, the lenders of the co-op board would swoop in and take it all. Recovering the menorah had been easy. It was how his parents were. Carry your baggage with you, never let anything go. He was like this also, although he preferred not to think about it much. What was the point if you had no other choice?